old AC system? Well, now there's a new program you just can't pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You may have already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,800 off from your utility provider? That's right. And when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. Right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call now. Better yet, call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or visit us online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Are you suffering with hearing loss? Are you sick of people constantly complaining that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to speak up? Would you like to hear more clearly, but you don't want to wear a hearing aid that makes you look old? Then you need to try Listen Clear, a life-changing breakthrough precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And right now you can try Listen Clear absolutely free with free shipping. We'll even give you free batteries for life. So call now, 1-800-900-3142. Listen Clear is lightweight and completely hassle-free, and it's practically invisible. Call for your 100% free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now, 1-800-900-3142. That's 1-800-900-3142. 1-800-900-3142.
Have you ever thought you'd like to buy and sell houses but didn't know how or where to begin? Do you fear your job is in jeopardy, or is your business income reduction keeping you awake at night? We're in the best time in 25 years to make a fortune in real estate without using your money or credit. My name is Ron LeGrand, and I've taught 500,000 people to do just that and personally bought hundreds of houses myself. If you'll call 800-859-5125, I'll send the first 500 callers my hot new CD, Foreclosure Fortunes, and my best-selling book to help you get started absolutely free. I'll show you how to build a six-figure income part-time with no previous experience and no license, even if you're a busy professional. Call 800-859-5125, 24 hours, and get my new book and CD free. That's 800-859-5125. Take your life back and make this your best year ever. That's 800-859-5125. Call 800-859-5125 now.
Hi, I'm Tom Kidd, engineering graduate of Texas A&M and owner of Structured Foundation Repairs. Our number is 972-484-1200. Our motto is to do the right thing. In some respects, it's hard being the company that always does the right thing. But for our customers' sake, it's very important that we do. Being fully insured, as an example, costs us a lot of money, but it protects our customers. Having employees instead of day laborers is a huge responsibility, but our dedicated employees ensure that we do the best repairs we can. Managing a large office staff can be tedious, but they provide our customers a helpful voice when they need something urgent. Returning every phone call is time-consuming, but instills our customers with confidence that we will always be there when they need us. The Aggie Code of Honor states that Aggies don't lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those that do. That code was the principle our company was founded on, and it guides our daily operations. If this sounds like the kind of company you could trust to repair your foundation, call us today for a free evaluation at 972-484-1200 or click structuredfoundation.com.
You know, I'm not a genius about money. I love my credit cards, and they love me. I was using them as a source of income, and then I got behind in my payments, and creditors were calling. I figured I had a problem, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I heard about Trinity, so I called and talked to a counselor. In half an hour, we worked out a plan. Now I've got one easy monthly payment, a lower interest rate, and I'm getting out of debt.
If you're in an endless cycle of paying on credit card balances that never seem to go away, then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity will consolidate your accounts, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Call 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. Call 1-800-990-6976.
How is this year's unusual election drama likely to play out? What would a contested convention mean for the GOP? Find out on April 13th in Dallas at Making Sense of a Baffling Election with Michael Barone at the Institute for Policy Innovation's Hatton Sumner's Luncheon Series. Michael Barone, election analyst and contributor with Fox News, will help make sense of what's happening and what it means for America. Don't miss out. Wednesday, April 13th in Dallas. Get your tickets now at IPI.org. That's IPI.org.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
Greetings and welcome to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells and I'm on TV. Yeah, I just put up the Wells Report on YouTube live events. I'm on TV right now. I figured I wasn't going to do it because I'm not feeling really well. I mean, I moved to Texas without a single allergy in the world, but mountain cedar's killing me. It's killing every part of my body. In sequence. What
kind of accent was that?
Leave me alone. I'm just channeling my inner Matthew McConaughey.
Try again.
No, there's nothing wrong with my Texas accent. You leave me alone. I know people who talk like this. No, this is not. North Carolina is more like this. It's kind of more nasally, and you hit your R's. You hit your R's a little bit harder. You see, because you've got 10 ears, Mr. Trombone Guy. I'm just saying. He doesn't. He's the best musician on the crew. I just want you to know that. Yeah, he's sitting there going, a drummer is telling me about ears? Really? The drummer? What do you call
me to tell you what I did yesterday?
What do you call someone hanging around a group of musicians? A drummer? What? What do you want from me? What? Nothing? Okay, fine. I'm providing you with all this wonderful material. Lon Bronson, the All-Star Band, Lon Bronson's All-Star Band in Las Vegas, went to go see an after-hour show with him, and Ray Charles walked up on stage, and I was talking to him after the, so on and so forth, and I talked to Lon, asked me, are you a musician? I said, yeah, I'm a drummer. And he goes, I thought you said you were a musician.
That's so true.
The primary for Wisconsin, holy God, don't you know? The Wisconsin primary is tomorrow, don't you know? And there are two things that could happen. Donald Trump could solidify his hold on the nomination for the Republican Party, or Ted Cruz could turn the tide. Which do you think is likelier to happen? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Wisconsin, unexpected battleground for Donald Trump and the conglomeration of forces desperately aligning against him. The Tuesday primary, tomorrow's primary, emerges as a key moment. This is being reported by the Washington Post. Ted Cruz trying to unite conservative activists, talk radio personalities, the third-party establishment, and the party establishment, not third party, by the way, stands poised to take some air out of the Trump balloon. I think it's interesting that the Washington Post is talking about talk radio personalities as being a serious part of this presidential race. I did not start out going down that road. I don't consider myself a talk show host. I consider myself your neighbor, okay? I just happen to have a talk show. This is how I make my living. But I'm just your neighbor. We live in North Texas, and we have to figure this stuff out. But it's interesting that around the country, outside of Texas, there are so many people that think that talk radio hosts are shaping this fight. Well, if that's the case, then how come so many of us are behind Ted Cruz? Is it because we spend most of our time studying this great country and the way the government is supposed to run versus the way it is being run? and say that there's only one guy that's actually saying what we need to hear in order to get this country back on track, the track of the Constitution, the founding fathers, etc. You know, the United States of America. Could it be that that's the case? Probably. But you got to understand something. I am a supporter of Ted Cruz. I voted for Ted Cruz. I want Ted Cruz to win. That puts me at odds with the Republican establishment, and I don't want to say those words, but that's the way it is. These guys do not want Ted Cruz to be the president. They do not want Don Trump to be the president. You know why? Because they're in the wrong jobs. Anybody in the Republican establishment that is willing to set aside the votes of the people should quit. They need to get out of politics right this minute, because the politics of the Republican Party under those circumstances are the same politics of the old Soviet Union. We'll tell you who to vote for, and then we'll determine your loyalty to the state by whether you voted for them or not. No, thank you. Not playing that. Not my thing. Not going to do it. Larry gave us a perfect alternative tonight. Vote for whoever the Republican nominee is. But if they steal this from Ted Cruz or Donald Trump, I will be a conservative next election, not a Republican. And I hope you join me in that. If you love the United States, you're going to have to. So here's the latest. We've got a few things going on here that we need to talk about. Wisconsin is going to be the battleground state. I think the state's fine, filled with normal human beings, as opposed to Minnesota. It's amazing how just a few hundred miles can make such a huge difference. The candidacy of Donald Trump realized that Wisconsin was going to be the place to be. He realized that probably a couple of weeks ago. And he has been really campaigning everywhere in Wisconsin. Quote, "We're having an unbelievable response in Wisconsin. It feels like very much like New Hampshire to me, where we started off, well, you know, Trump isn't going to win New Hampshire, and then all of a sudden we win in a landslide. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Ted Cruz is going to win in a landslide. A defeat for Donald Trump would be an embarrassing setback, so says the Washington Post. I doubt it." They go on to say, not just because of the 42 delegates at stake, because it would demonstrate weakness in a place he should be strong. The state's blue-collar demographics, along with party rules allowing independent voters to cast ballots in the primary, have been expected to work in his favor. A decisive loss, chance of amassing the 1,237 delegates needed to secure the nomination outright. Failure to do so would force an open convention in Cleveland in July. Wisconsin has always been a barometer state, said former Governor Tommy Thompson. He's a supporter of Ohio Governor John Kasich. His candidacy still in business is a mystery, unless, of course, you look behind the scenes to see that the Republican Party is keeping John Kasich out there for the simple case that they want someone to stop Donald Trump from getting the required number of votes to secure the nomination, or Ted Cruz to get the required number of votes to secure the nomination. That's all John Kasich's job is. That's why he is where he is. A fish fry for nearly 1,000 Democrat activists inside Milwaukee's time-worn American Serb Hall told the story. The real estate mogul who's been bulldozing the field did not show up in his place. Trump set Sarah Palin, once a deity on the right, who won this night, was exposed as a mere mortal. She testified to the awesome awakening brought by the Trump train. Republicans in the crowd rolled their eyes. They checked their phones. There were plenty of murmurs, even some laughs. When Cruz took the stage a few minutes later, the reception was dramatically different. He declared nominating Donald Trump as a train wreck. And that's not exactly fair to train wrecks everywhere. Cruz had sought to exploit Trump's vulnerabilities with female voters following the string of controversies. The senator staged an event in Madison last week that he called a celebration of strong women. Cruz sat in a plush armchair and listened as his wife Heidi, mother Eleanor, and supporter Carly Fiorina shared stories about him as a loving father, a loyal husband, and a champion for women everywhere. That's how the Washington Post sees it. The other story on this that's important to talk about, Donald Trump and Ted Cruz don't agree on much, but they want to get John Kasich out of the race. I understand they want to, but I also understand that John Kasich is the Republican Party's man in the race. You got that, right? Remember what I said? We were left with the populist, Donald Trump, the conservative, Ted Cruz, and the mainstream Republican, John Kasich. John Kasich is a guy he's won one primary. As the rules stand now in the Republican nomination process, his name won't even be put into nomination. You got to win outright 8 states for that to happen. So Kasich is working on trying to keep the convention open. That's the only chance he has. But the Republican Party is going to cast him aside just as soon as he gets what he wants. And I'll tell you why. Because they don't want John Kasich to be the president either. We found out over the weekend who they want. They want Paul Ryan. Cruz said talk of someone other than him or Trump winning the Republican nomination at a contested convention is nothing less than a pipe dream. The latest headlines in the 2016 elections from the biggest names in politics are these. Donald Trump solidifies his hold on the Republican nomination with a win in Wisconsin. Or B, Ted Cruz turns the tide for the Republican nomination by winning big in Wisconsin. Which of those 2 headlines are we going to read Wednesday morning? And why? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I expect the Rules Committee to require a level of support that would leave only 2 candidates on the ballot at the convention, said a senior Cruz campaign aide. That committee, which writes the rules governing an open convention, is made up of 112 Republican delegates from around the country. Operatives for Cruz and Trump say they will have a major sway over what that committee does. The Cruz people and Trump people are fighting hard to make sure their hardcore delegates get on the committee. Of course they are. Barry Bennett, a Trump advisor, said that a voting bloc favoring the 2 leading candidates will run the committee. We will be successful in getting at least a majority or a supermajority if they count the Trump and Cruz delegates together. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Both campaigns are backing a rule that would require candidates to achieve a minimum amount of support to get on the ballot, which could block Kasich in Cleveland. That would effectively end his campaign. He's already said it. He was talking to a crowd today. He said, here is my situation. Here's another major state primary that I'm going to lose. Why do I stay in the race? Because the Republican Party is telling him to stay in the race. Which will it be on Wednesday morning? Donald Trump solidifies his hold on the Republican nomination. Ted Cruz turns the tide for the Republican nomination. Which of those 2 headlines will we read on Wednesday morning? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Call us and tell us which one you believe. And oh, by the way, we will have the results before anybody else right here on the Wells Report tomorrow as we cover the Wisconsin primary like a blanket. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM. The Answer. Back with more in just a moment.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. Have you noticed everybody's having allergy issues this year? And it's not just outside. If you have those symptoms inside your home, it could be your old windows. New restoration windows from Statewide Remodeling are medically sealed to keep the dust and pollen out of your home. Our windows have an almost 0 air infiltration rating, far superior to all the windows that we test in our factory. This includes all major brands, even windows costing twice the price of ours. We also have our exclusive quiet glass technology to keep unwanted noise outside. Noise pollution can be just as irritating as air pollution. Also, for the month of March, I'm offering free installation on all our restoration window and door products. I know you have a choice on the window company you do business with. We've been installing custom-made replacement windows in Texas homes for over 20 years, so we know what we're doing. For more information and a free in-home demonstration, call 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or check us out online anytime at statewideremodeling.com.
Are you in the market for a new gun? Is there a specific brand that you're looking for? Or are you looking to buy from someone you trust and someone who will help you? You could get your new gun anywhere, but no place will have a selection better than Texas Gun Pros. When it comes to buying guns, Texas Gun Pros is here to help. Come in and let our guys match you with the perfect gun to meet your needs, whether it's for hunting, personal protection, or just having fun at the range. Texas Gun Pros has it. With our local inventory and vast online catalog, you have access to thousands of guns from the country's best distributors. Texas Gun Pros is the only place in North Texas that can give you the gun you want for the price you can afford. Don't miss out on the amazing selection and friendly staff at Texas Gun Pros. Stop by our North Richland Hills location or visit us on the web at texasgunpros.com. That's texasgunpros.com. texasgunpros.com. And see how it feels to be a member of the Texas Gun Pros family.
All right, listen up, because this is the most important thing you're going to hear all day. What if I said you could make money flipping houses without any cash, credit, or manual labor? And what if I said you could do it part-time from the comfort of your home? Sound unflippin' believable? Hi, I'm Preston Ely, and I'm going to prove it by sending you a free copy of my smash hit selling book, How to Get Rich in Real Estate. It sells online for $19.95, but I'm giving away free copies this week. To get one before they're gone, call 1-800-300-1445. I used to be so broke. I had my electricity shut off 9 times, but I figured out a simple way to make money flipping houses without even breaking a sweat. Now I'm living the good life, and so should you. Listen, if you're sick and tired of stressing about money, this book could change your life. Hands down, it's the fastest, easiest way to get started in real estate. Let me prove it. Call right now to find out how to get your free book. When they're gone, they're gone. Call 1-800-300-1445. 1-800-300-1445.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-400-1902. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-400-1902. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-400-1902. 1-800-400-1902.
This is Nolan Ryan for American Standard Air. Beat the heat with high-quality, dependable home comfort. Technology fighting Mother Nature. It's serious. American Standard. Comfort the way you like it.
Nolan's right, and North Texas Air can help. With our mild Texas winter, chances are good we're in for a long, hot summer. So, North Texas Air is offering an $89 comprehensive preventative maintenance spring special to make sure your air conditioner is ready for the long, hot Texas summer. Or if it's time to replace your old AC system, North Texas Air can help with a new energy-efficient system. Special financing is available, subject to credit approval. Call North Texas Air, your independent American Standard Air dealer, for details at 972-535-4858.
And remember, all new systems from North Texas Air come with a lifetime labor and workmanship warranty. For fast service, call North Texas Air at 972-535-4858. That's 972-535-4858. Or visit northtxair.com.
660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM, theanswer.com. If it's important to you, we're talking about it right now on The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Do not forget that tomorrow we will have the results first. The results first from the Wisconsin primary. It will be a big day. Either Donald Trump will solidify his hold on the Republican nomination with the 41 delegates at stake, or Ted Cruz will turn the tide. One of those two things will be happening. Which do you think is more likely? 866-660-5759. Last week, there was a hassle over whether or not the Republican candidates would stay loyal to the Republican Party. There's absolutely no reason whatsoever for the Republican Party candidates to be loyal to the Republican Party, because so far the Republican Party has made it very, very clear that they are not loyal to the candidates. The loyalty pledges are therefore moot. There's a great picture of Donald Trump speaking with Reince Priebus on the front page of The Hill. And it shows you everything. They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, there's 1,000 words in this picture. You see Donald Trump pointing at Reince Priebus, who is standing there looking him right in the eye with his arms crossed in front of him, saying, "Say what you want, Donald. The Republican Party's bigger than you." Well, indeed, the Republican Party may be bigger than Donald Trump, but the Republican Party is not bigger than Donald Trump and the millions upon millions upon millions of votes that Donald Trump has in his back pocket. Just days after they met, Chairman Reince Priebus said a few things that, well, were very interesting, in fact. He's confident that all the candidates will support the eventual nominee. I really do believe this is posturing. When was asked on Fox News Sunday by Chris Wallace as to whether or not Donald Trump's willingness to back away from his loyalty pledge is true, he says, "I really do believe this is posturing, and I know posturing can have an effect. I personally think that's what they're doing, and I think they'll be loyal to the party, and we want them to be loyal to the party." Well, once again, the party's got to be loyal to them. Priebus warned that Trump's talk about an independent bid could make it more difficult for him to secure the nomination. Those kind of comments, I think, have consequences. When you make those kinds of comments, you want people to fall in line for you. It makes it more difficult. For his part, Donald Trump said that, to be perfectly honest, he doesn't think that it's going to be anything except theft that the Republican Party might try to steal this nomination from him. Priebus went on to say, "Nothing can get stolen from anybody. We have rules in place that if a candidate gets to 1,237 delegates, those delegates are bound. They will vote that way on the floor, and if they don't vote that way on the floor, which they will, but if they don't, the secretary will read the vote as if they were bound regardless." Candidates have to watch their mouths. They have to watch their tone and their tenor. Yeah, okay. I hear him talking, but I need him to stop floating trial balloons like Paul Ryan for president. He needs to stop that in a big hurry. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. And I know I'm a crashing bore when it comes to John Kasich, but John, you got to get out of the race, my friend, for the sake of the nation. Not for the sake of the party, but definitely for the sake of the nation. Coming up next, what was purportedly a conservative defeat in the Supreme Court. It was nothing of the kind. I'll be back to explain next. This is the Wells Report.
This is Albert Mohler for townhall.com. The governor of Indiana recently signed a bill making it illegal for a woman to have an abortion when the sole reason for the abortion is a fetal abnormality, including particularly Down syndrome or the baby's gender or race. In recent days, Cosmopolitan magazine has made a major moral statement by championing Madeline Stewart, a 19-year-old Australian model who has Down syndrome and has been modeling in Cosmopolitan wedding attire. But here's the problem. It's a massive exercise in hypocrisy on the part of Cosmopolitan. At the very same time the magazine was featuring Madeline Stewart, they were also running the very same day on their website an article attacking the Indiana legislation and arguing that a woman has an absolute right to destroy the baby in her womb solely for the reason of Down syndrome. Rarely do we see these issues presented so clearly and so starkly. I'm Albert Mohler.
Learn more at townhallreview.com.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace that old AC system? Well, now there's a new program you just can't pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You may have already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,800 off from your utility provider? That's right. And when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. Right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call now. Better yet, call 2 other companies first and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or visit us online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And the Grammy goes to. And the American Music Award goes to. And the Grammy goes to. And the Grammy goes to.
Mr. Stephen Curtis Chapman.
With a career spanning over 3 decades, Stephen Curtis Chapman has pretty much done it all, except for one thing.
Hi, we're Third Day.
Be a member of Third Day? One night where 2 of our industry's top performers literally merge into each other's bands to play each other's songs that you've loved for years. Our sister station's doing it again. The 94.9 KLTY Concert Series welcomes Stephen Curtis Chapman with Third Day at the Verizon Theater on April 30th.
We're forming sort of one new band called SCC 3D, I think is what we're calling it.
You'll probably never see anything like this again. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com. That's AXS.com. One night you'll never forget. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com.
In a successful business, it's all about your people.
Finding ways to keep your employees motivated and engaged.
Exactly. We never thought adding software could do that. But then we were introduced to Namely.
Namely is a cloud-based HR platform. It performs all the traditional HR functions.
Payroll, benefits, talent management.
Paperless onboarding and ACA reporting.
But it's more than just a tool for HR. It's something employees use every day.
All the information our employees need at their fingertips, whether scheduling time off or changing their direct deposit. Simple.
Right? It's intuitive and easy to use. It feels just like social media.
There's a mobile app and news feed just for the company.
That way, everyone stays engaged.
We went from being a company of 50 people to almost 200, practically overnight, and Namely made that growth possible.
Thanks to Namely, our company still feels tight-knit.
Our employees love it, management loves it, HR loves it, then we love it.
To schedule a free demo and discover what Namely can do for your company, go to namely.com today. That's namely.com.
Transform your home with the latest hardwood flooring styles from Lumber Liquidators. We've got the leading trends in distressed flooring on sale. Get a rustic, reclaimed look with Bull Barn Oak Laminate. This week, it's 20% off. Or add coastal charm to any room with pre-finished Delaware Driftwood Oak. It's $1 off a square foot. Get popular wood look tile trends from just $1.99. And all in-stock Morningstar bamboo is 15 to 20% off. Plus more unbeatable flooring deals from 59 cents. And special financing is available. Don't miss the best deals on the hottest flooring styles. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
The year is not so new anymore, but your carpets can look that way with Zero Res. Hey, Mark Davis, my friends at Zero Res just gave me a fantastic carpet cleaning, and I'm offering it to you. $33 a room. $33 a room by calling 214-37-CLEAN. Then, plus 100 square feet of tile cleaning for free and a $50 gift card from Estilo Gaucho. It is pre-treated, clean, and sanitized. Best carpet cleaning ever from my friends at Zero Res. $33 a room. Call them now for the special. 214-37-CLEAN for Zero Res. 214-37-CLEAN.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. Jon-David Wells at your service. How about Mark Davis? What's he going to be doing tomorrow? What's he going to be doing? Let's find out, shall we? Mark, what do you got planned?
Hey, JD, happy Monday night. On our Tuesday morning show tomorrow, a day that could see a big Wisconsin win for Ted Cruz, we're going to kick off with one of his key local supporters. And I don't mean one that hopped on the bandwagon recently, a lot of those. No, we're talking Congressman Michael Burgess. He'll be with us 7:05, talk a wide range of issues with him. Then we'll examine where Cruz and Trump are strongest in the primaries that remain. It's weird. There are not many states, but there's some big ones still left, and they're spread out for like 2 more months. So join us for the latest. Lots of fun, lots of action, lots of your calls. Tomorrow morning's Mark Davis Show, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Thanks very much, Mark. I will be looking for it. I want to talk to you a little bit about something that was misreported today on just about every news show anywhere. And you can see it right here by Ariane DeVogue on CNN. All right. The Supreme Court handed conservative challengers a loss in a key voting rights case. So everybody's looking at that going, my gosh, a key voting rights case, and they handed the conservatives a loss, did they? Well, good. Actually, it is not a loss for conservatives at all. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised the case got as far as the Supreme Court to begin with. Today, the justices turned back a challenge that would have dramatically altered political district boundaries and disproportionately affect the nation's growing Latino population, so to speak. The court ruled that Texas's challenge to the state Senate districting map, compiled with the purpose of one person, one vote, or actually complied with the principle of one person, one vote. In other words, the state Senate's current redistricting plan is what was upheld in the Supreme Court today. The challengers said the districts had vastly different population counts when looking at eligible voters in violation of the Constitution. And that was the key. Those were the key words when it comes to legal voters, when it comes to eligible voters. From the time the Constitution was first written in the United States of America, people were counted in districts, not eligible voters. Because our founding fathers believed that indeed everyone in a particular area should be represented by this Republican government. That is, a government based on a republic. The plan and the actual technique of a Republican governance, a republic. That means everybody was counted. Back then, only men over the ages of 21 who owned land could vote. The wives could not vote. The 18-year-old soldiers could not vote. The slaves could not vote. But the framers of the Constitution made sure that everyone in the country was represented, including the slaves. Now, there have been many black activists who have stood up and said, this is a racist document because it counted us as only being 3/5 of a human being. And that, of course, is intellectually dishonest. It would have been just as easy, given the time of the law and the land, to not count them at all. But in my heart of hearts, I believe that the framers knew that men were men, regardless of the color of their skin. That is why the Constitution of the United States does not mention race at all. The states, a different matter. The state constitutions, the states believed as they believed. And there were plenty of racist statements in those constitutions. but not in the United States Constitution, which I think was an inspired act. Another inspired act of brilliance by the framers of this great land and this great nation. There are plenty of people who live in the districts who are not eligible voters. They are here illegally. Arguably, they have less status than the slaves of yesteryear. But they still live here. And regardless of your own personal politics, they should be represented here, at least at some level. Now, that being said, are they going to stay here permanently? Probably not. At some point, we're going to do something about enforcing the laws of the land. Either we're going to change the laws and just let anybody come. Y'all come. Doors are open. Come on. Or we're going to start enforcing the laws of the land and come up with a real immigration system that allows all of us an opportunity to be enriched through immigration instead of being stolen from. We do need the brilliant brains that belong to kids that are here of parents that are illegal. But we have to have a way of making that happen so that they are legal. There has to be a way to do it other than birthright citizenship. There's no birthright citizenship in the United States. It's ridiculous. There needs to be an immigration policy for these kids who are brought here. They have to do the right thing and become a citizen. In the meantime, their parents need to do the right thing and do something as yet undecided about to provide themselves with a legal status. I know how to do it. I've been talking about it for 10 years. Can't get anybody to listen except you. Thank you. But there's a way to get these people here legally. Hold them accountable. And yeah, even make their presence here something that is valuable to us. But for whatever reason, I can't get anybody to listen. Again, except for you. So the Supreme Court today, 8-0, said, no, the state legislature's districting is just fine. And that's what it should have been. That should have been the verdict. And when Clarence Thomas and the rest of the conservatives vote with the rest of the liberals on the court, you know that this is one basis of pure understanding of the law where everybody on the court can come together, and that is that. And there it is. It is not, however, a conservative loss. It is a reminder by the court that two things are in play. One, we are the United States of America, and the state of Texas has seen fit through their local representatives in the Senate to redistrict as they have. There was no need for the Supreme Court of the United States to reach into that redistricting and create another mess. And to all those people who believe that the way to settle political differences is through the judicial branch of the American government, you must stop. Now, I have railed and railed and railed about Democrats who can't get their agenda passed in any way, shape, or form except through the courts. And I have said that that was an un-American activity that is awful, that turns the United States from being an actual honest-to-goodness republic into turning it into a judicial oligarchy. No, thank you. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in being ruled by, for what would be, in all intents and purposes, another group of Dutch masters. That's how they ran their country. at least for a time. They don't do that anymore. They woke up too. The judicial branch is not supposed to have that level of power in the American system of government. And we, the people, need to insist that our political leaders do not try to change that simple idea. It is completely and totally ridiculous that we would allow it to begin with. So, indeed, let the word go from this time and place to anybody that wants to throw our political process back into the arms of the judicial branch, that the judicial branch has spoken. The state legislature has picked those districts. You don't like them? Change the districts the way the state is supposed to. It is a brilliant decision by the Supreme Court of the land. And arguably they were due, because they certainly had screwed it up before. But once again, our nation's mainstream media, in an election year, trying to warp the politics of an entire nation, trying to discredit, and you know why they're trying to discredit conservatives, right? Because Ted Cruz is one. The people of the left are exquisitely in fear of either Ted Cruz or Donald Trump. And they should be. Donald Trump represents a wholesale change of the status quo. Just because Donald Trump has totally changed the way primary politics has been dealt with in this nation, certainly between candidates and the press. Many people say, and he said it himself, I will become the most boring candidate once I get the nomination. I'm going to be purely presidential. I will be so boring, nobody will want to talk to me. And that is absolutely untrue. He can't do it. Because his sense of is relatively straightforward. It's very valid. It's the way you and I feel. This political razzmatazz is tiring. I'm tired of it. The Wells Report is a news broadcast. It's not a political broadcast. Every single day, I can't escape politics because these are the big issues of the day, and that's what we talk about. Why are they the big issues of the day? Because the American government has strayed far afield from the Constitution. It's not supposed to be this glamorous a gig to be a part of the federal government. You've only got 4 jobs. The President of the United States, certainly very serious head of state job. Got it? I understand. But by the way, state legislatures need to have more power as to the way we live. You should govern at the lowest possible level at every moment in this country. And the reminder of 8 justices to 0 is a perfect reason to look into the future and say, you know what, guys, I don't think we're going to win. Let's find another way. Yeah, let's find another way. Let's get back to the way we do it in the United States. We'll ask the representatives of the people who voted to put them there. We'll ask them to change their mind. We'll give them the reasons why. They will check with their constituents. They will come back with a yay or a nay, and we will either do the law or we won't. But I remember what happened in 2012 when the Texas primary was put back to June, which was just perfect timing to get Mitt Romney the nomination so that Rick Santorum couldn't have it, when Rick Santorum was the choice of the people. And I'm not willing to see that happen again. My friends, my citizens, do not look at this as a defeat. This was actually a reaffirmation of what we're supposed to be. Texans first, then Americans. The United States of America, This is the Wells Report. Hundreds of millions of dollars have been spent on liberal politicians and liberal political agenda items and so on for years. And you know where that money came from? Your wallet. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report. I want you to know that Big Mobile supports liberal candidates. The cell phone in your pocket is actually funding Hillary Clinton and her buddies. That's a fact. If you don't like that, let me tell you about somebody, your neighbors, in fact, that can help you with this. It's Patriot Mobile, a conservative phone company created to fight for conservative candidates and causes. You already know that just like your current mobile phone provider, Patriot Mobile offers the same great nationwide talk and text, 4G LTE data services, popular phone plans. But did you know that Patriot Mobile donates 5% of your monthly bill to conservative causes? Absolutely. Right now, if you call 1-800-A-PATRIOT, you'll get unlimited talk, text, and data with your choice of a phone. Holy moly. The free iPhone 6 is $60 a month. You don't have to wait. A free iPhone 5C or Samsung Galaxy S4 is $45 a month. Offers only good while supplies last. Don't let liberal progressives and their phone company buddies defeat conservative leaders. Stand with Patriot Mobile. Give voice to your conservative values with every call, text, and status update. Patriot Mobile, the conservative choice for mobile phone service. Call right this minute. 1-800-A-PATRIOT. That's 1-800-272-8746. 1-800-272-8746. Go to patriotmobile.com. Tell them you heard about it on the Wells Report.
More of the Wells Report is coming up next on 660 AM. The Answer.
You've ever wondered what it would be like to experience the magnificent beauty of the Sistine Chapel, the historic Western Wall in Jerusalem, and the beauty of the Greek island of Santorini, all while sailing pristine waters on a 5-star cruise ship? Your opportunity now awaits to discover for yourself cities of antiquity and the origins of culture and faith. A journey with meaning awaits you this fall on the footsteps of the Apostles Mediterranean Cruise, September 22nd through October 9th. For more information and to register, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Well, it doesn't have to. Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity with your solution and the one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. On average, Josh sells a home every 32 hours and averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. He spends 200 times more money on marketing than the average agent. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Would you like to have a quieter life? Are you tired of listening to the traffic and the leaf blower and the lawnmower and all of the things going on outside? This is amazing. Did you know that replacement windows will make your house twice as quiet? We all need a little bit less noise in our life, and being able to get your environment to come down by about 15 or 20 decibels can be amazing. Modern replacement windows actually do that. And in fact, most customers will tell me on the very first day that they notice how much quieter the bedroom is. It's an amazing upgrade to the quality of life for most folks to be able to be in a little quieter environment. Hi, I'm Dave Trainer of the Window Connection. I would love the opportunity to come out and give you an idea how to get a window project started.
Call the Window Connection for an estimate at 972-620-1994. That's 972-620-1994. Or go online to thewindowconnection.net.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. We have a great client and a great sponsor of this radio station, Patriot Mobile, right? And Patriot Mobile talks about how a lot of the money that you have spent on your cell phone service have gone to liberal politicians for liberal causes. Well, here's some more proof that what we're talking about when we tell you that is true. Here's how we can prove it to you. The FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, just created ObamaNet. They're not calling it that, but here's the way it works. They're providing a $9.25 subsidy for millions of people who were deemed to be in need of broadband internet service. How did the FCC get the power to spend $2.4 billion in tax money? Well, Congress gave it to them when they provided control over the taxes paid on our phone bills each month. So now each of us can feel good about the usurious taxes plunked onto our already exorbitant phone charges. And here's the fun part. The subsidized broadband that is being provided is like the modern equivalent of slow motion internet. 10 megabits download, 150 gigabyte monthly allowance. That, by the way, is not enough to watch Netflix in HD. So what they're going to do is all the companies are going to offer the lower paid or poverty stricken, those among us, for $20 more a month, they'll bump up the fee to give you HD Netflix. Yeah, that's called crony capitalism. You're listening to the Wells Report.
Warning, if you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-700-2844. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-700-2844. That's 1-800-700-2844. 1-800-700-2844.
You know it's coming. Triple-digit temperatures in Texas. Hey, Mark Davis and my friends at Walker AC. Think your air conditioning unit can handle that? If your AC is 10 to 15 years old, experts say it's just a matter of time before that thing is going to fail. Why wait for it to die? This spring, catch great deals with Trane's early bird sale now through May 30th. Buy a qualifying system from Walker Air Conditioning and Heating. Get special financing till January 2021. Or choose a trade-in allowance of up to $1,000. Plus, get the exceptional service and reliability you only get from a trained dealer. Call Walker Air Conditioning and Heating, 972-4-WALKER, 972-4-WALKER, for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions, subject to credit approval. That number again, 972-4, Walker, 972-4-WALKER. Save now. Trane's early bird sale. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating, WalkerAC.com. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. They're my air conditioning company. Walker AC and Heating and Trane, because remember, it's hard to stop a train. 972-4-WALKER, 972-4-WALKER, WalkerAC.com.
In Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 2, God says, "Write in a book all the words I've spoken to you." Is there a story in you today? Have you ever felt urged by God to write those words in a book? Zulon Press is the largest, most experienced Christian self-publisher in the world, and they're offering a free publishing guide at ChristianPublishingGuide.com. They've helped thousands of people just like you tell their stories and touched thousands of lives.
Share your story and find out more today at 660amtheanswer.com. Visit 660amtheanswer.com now.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY in Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Another presidential primary tomorrow, this one in Wisconsin. GOP candidates Donald Trump and Ted Cruz want rival John Kasich to drop out of the race.
The Cruz and Trump campaigns insist that because Kasich likely won't have met the party requirement of having a majority of delegates in 8 states to have his name placed into nomination at the convention, he will be ineligible. But that's not correct, because if a nominee is not chosen after the first ballot, those delegates begin to become unbound and can vote for anyone.
Fox's John Roberts. Bernie Sanders ahead of Hillary Clinton in Wisconsin poll says momentum's on his side.
The story tomorrow is pretty simple. If there is a large voter turnout, I believe we win.
Sanders in Green Bay. A new federal report says man-made global warming is making us sicker and will keep making air dirtier and food more tainted. It warns of more diseases spread by ticks and mosquitoes and longer allergy seasons. Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer. The Mark Davis Show. Mark Davis Show.
On our Tuesday show, a day that could see a big Wisconsin win for Ted Cruz, one of his key local supporters, and I don't mean one who jumped on recently. Congressman Michael Burgess kicks us off 7:05. We'll talk a wide range of issues. Then we examine where Cruz and Trump are strongest in the primaries remaining. Not many states, but there's some big ones, and they're spread out for like 2 more months. So join us for the latest.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM, The Answer.
You need a plan as you get closer to retirement. A plan that'll take you from where you are now to the retirement that you've always dreamed about. The first step on that path is to tune into the Wealth Smart Radio Show, Sundays at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. You only get to retire once, so it's really important you do it right. And your host, Reed Johnson, president of Lake Point Advisory Group, helps people retire successfully every day. So don't miss Wealth Smart every Sunday at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Good Feet. One of the reasons it's such a joy to hang out with these folks is they have such great stories of helping people who have tried other things that did not work. And getting out of foot pain is a thing of joy to behold. Ask them at Plano, Fort Worth, and South Lake, the 3 locations of Good Feet, or go to goodfeetdfw.com. Listen, as one of the good folks at Good Feet talks about what it's like to help people, to watch them come in for a solution that actually works.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue. They're searching, they're grasping at straws because they've been trying other products and they've bought something that they thought was going to help solve their problem, and it didn't.
The good people of Good Feet with solutions that are real, not the plasticky gel, one size fits most nonsense. Nope, but the sizes, the styles for men, for women. Get out of pain today. That foot pain can become back pain, hip pain, leg pain. GoodFeetDFW.com, Plano, Fort Worth, or South Lake. GoodFeetDFW.com. Check them out today.
Calling all business owners. Are you running your business without being incorporated? If you answered yes, you are now eligible to incorporate in just 10 minutes. It's a quick incorporation event from Incorporate.com, designed to save small business owners from the risk of losing everything. Just call this number for your free 10-minute incorporation guide, 1-800-300-5124. If you're not incorporated, it's not just your business that can be sued, it's you too, which means you could lose everything. Your home, your car, even your life savings. That's why small business owners across the country are now scrambling to incorporate during this event. Call now for your free 10-minute incorporation guide while supplies last, 1-800-300-5124. Incorporate.com doesn't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating or forming an LLC quick and easy. But hurry and call now while they're still giving these 10-minute incorporation guides away for free. Call 1-800-300-5124. That's 1-800-300-5124.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-988-5994. Strict limit of 1 per household.
I used to be plagued by potbelly and constant bloating. After taking New Biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. Think you might be bloated? See how much flatter New Biotics makes your belly. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-988-5994. That's 1-800-988-5994. 1-800-988-5994.
Are you a responsible person who finds yourself growing deeper and deeper in credit card debt and you're not sure how to fix the problem? Then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity Debt Management is a nonprofit organization that will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, and reduce your interest rates by as much as 60%. You'll save thousands and become debt-free for keeps. It's not a loan. It's a smart way to relieve your stress, meet your obligations, and preserve your self-respect. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Gather up your bills and call this toll-free number for a free, no-obligation debt analysis. 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
What is Pink Impact?
I followed my heart and showed up to Pink Impact. I just had a moment with God and I just came out a completely different person.
God healed me at Pink Impact. I'm amazed at how much these blessings have impacted my life.
And it will be a day that I will never forget.
Pink Impact, May 13th and 14th at the Fort Worth Convention Center with Priscilla Shire, Christine Kane, Charlotte Gamble, and Worship with Carrie Job. Get your tickets now at pinkimpact.com. That's pinkimpact.com.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Did you hear about this? The crew of a U.S. Navy ship stopped a massive Iranian arms shipment dead in its tracks, seizing thousands of weapons, AK-47 rifles, rocket-propelled grenade launchers that were likely headed to Yemen. The seizure, unfolded in the Arabian Sea March 28th, was the third of its kind in recent weeks, according to military officials. Iran has been supporting the Houthi rebels in Yemen in their proxy war against a Saudi-led coalition backed by the U.S. Like Iran, the Houthis are a Shia-led group. The arms shipment appears to mark the latest provocative action from defiant Islamic republics, the defiant Islamic Republic, Iran, which reported last month that it had tested missiles marked with the phrase, "Israel must be wiped out." And then today, the Iranian government warned the U.S. to butt out of trying to control its missile program. The White House should know that the defense capacities and missile powers, especially at the present juncture, where the plots and threats are galore, is among the Iranian nation's red lines. And we don't allow anyone to violate those, said Deputy Chief of Staff Brigadier General Masoud Jazayeri on state media. Last Friday, President Obama said Iran was obeying the letter of the landmark nuclear agreement with the West, but not the spirit of it. What a surprise. The Navy said the shipment included 1,500 AK-47s, 200 RPG grenade launchers, and 21 50 caliber machine guns. After the U.S. seized the weapons stash from the Dahao, a traditional sailing vessel, Chinese, by the way, the Navy let the crew go. The U.S. official told Fox News current rules do not allow Western naval forces to seize the crew in addition to illicit cargo. You have to find a country willing to prosecute. A defense official reached by Fox News would not reveal the nationality of the Dahao's crew. That's because it's Chinese. Last month, Iran announced that it had tested missiles marked with the phrase, "Israel must be wiped out," in violation of the UN Security Council's resolutions tied to the recent nuclear deal. The resolution forbids Iran from working on its ballistic missile program for 8 years and bans the sales of its conventional weapons. In January, Iran captured 10 U.S. Navy sailors in the Persian Gulf on the same day President Obama delivered the State of the Union address. Iran released the sailors one day after that. Last year, naval forces from the Iran Revolutionary Guard seized a Marshall Islands flagged cargo ship, held it for weeks to settle a business dispute. Iran vessels later surrounded a U.S. flagged vessel but did not detain it. Soon afterwards, U.S. warships escorted all U.S. and British flagged cargo ships and tankers transiting the Strait of Hormuz. In late December, Iran's military fired rockets near the USS Harry S. Truman, a move the U.S. called unnecessarily provocative and unsafe. I don't know why the skipper didn't blow those boats out of the water. He should have. It's within a 250-mile radius. You don't get within 250 miles of a U.S. aircraft carrier. And why the skipper decided that was okay and didn't fire back, I don't know. It's one of the reasons why I'm not in command anywhere, I guess. Iran has proven to be a tenacious and annoying, yapping dog of an irritant to me ever since the Iran hostage crisis. I have very little regard for the country, which does not, by the way, include the people. The government is interested in only what the government is interested in. The people are a little more than accessories to that government, unless, of course, they violate some supposed religious rule, in which case they become a focus of the government for a moment while they amputate a hand or take a life or what have you. But Iran continues to try to pick fights with us. And one of these days, we need to say yes. They are very, very good at, like I said, picking fights with us. They resorted to the red lines. Yeah. Iran warned the U.S. that any attempt to encroach on the Islamic Republic's ballistic missile program would constitute crossing a red line. U.S. calculations about the Islamic Republic and the Iranian nation are fully incorrect. The White House should know that the defense capacities and missile power, especially at the present juncture, where plots and threats are galore, is among the Iranian nation's red lines and a backup for the country's national security. We don't allow anyone to violate it. The United States of America should shoot down any Iranian missile fired over that country. In plain sight of anyone watching the missiles fly. They should do it and do it and do it until Iran gets the message. You're not going to, Israel must be wiped out. You're not going to be able to launch a missile that's inscribed with, for every missile launch, the Iranian theocracy will donate $15 billion to the United States Boy Scouts. Let alone a missile that's inscribed with, Israel must be wiped out. You're out of your cotton-picking mind. It's ridiculous. But that is, of course, a tweak to President Obama, who looked weak and feckless, along with the weak and feckless John Kerry, in negotiating a deal that was never committed to paper, that was little more than just a negotiating ploy to get $150 billion back in the hands of Iranians. Now, I don't know whether the president pays any attention to that kind of stuff, but I thought it was ridiculous. The president issued a red line and then didn't do anything about it, and now the Iranians are making fun of him because of it. He's a joke. But there's more. Iranian officials today accused the United States of violating the recent comprehensive nuclear agreement by working behind the scenes to stop American companies from conducting business with Iran. Iran has been complaining for months it's not being granted enough sanctions relief under the agreement. These complaints have reportedly pushed the Obama administration to consider offering Iran greater concessions, including access to the U.S. dollar and the American financial markets. However, Iranian officials continue to insist the Obama administration is violating the deal. Sadek Arnoli Larijani, Iran's judiciary chief, warned the United States in remarks today that claiming the administration's current actions violate the agreement. The Americans are now acting in violation of the nuclear agreement. This is called passive aggression. Larijani accused the Obama administration of pressuring companies which are interested in investment in Iran to withdraw from their decisions, according to reports carried in Iran's state-controlled media. The Americans should know the Islamic Republic of Iran would never compromise its interests and would never agree with investment of foreign firms in the country at any price while it enjoys rich resources and abundant talents. Whatever that means. Larijani obviously does not speak idiomatic American English. Meanwhile, U.S. lawmakers have launched an investigation into the Obama administration claims about the deal. Lawmakers accuse the Obama administration of lying to Congress about the range of concessions granted to Iran and of rewriting the deal in subsequent months to permit Iran to carry out ballistic missile tests. Totally President Obama's style, huh? That from the Washington Free Beacon. So when you're violating the nuke deal, you accuse everybody else of violating the nuke deal. When the president issues a feckless red line, what you do is you shove it up his nose by issuing a red line of your own and saying, oh, by the way, we actually follow up on ours. The Iranians have no idea how much trouble we have saved them over the years. When Iran was fueling that nuclear reactor that they built, when they were doing that, the United States stopped Israel from attacking that installation. I was expecting Israel to do so. And then Stuxnet came out. The United States is probably one of the reasons why Iran may exist for another decade or two. Unless they decide to do something stupid and actually fire a missile at Tel Aviv. It'll never get there, of course. But how do you stop Israel from firing Jericho 3 missiles that do not miss? With W-88 warheads that have been refined by the Israeli thermonuclear weapons labs around the country, which, by the way, are better than ours. What's going to stop Israel from launching? The United States. That's the only country on the planet that could do it. And you're saying, okay, well, if Israel launches against Iran, then the Soviet Union, or excuse me, I'm sorry, Russia, will launch against Israel. Not on your life. They'll never do it. Never. But Iran is, as originally described by Benjamin Netanyahu, the world's first suicide country. And they are bent on making that come true. And why they're doing that, I have no idea. None whatsoever. All I can say is that we wouldn't have to deal with any of this if President Obama had left 40,000 American troops in the country of Iraq. because there would be a credible force there that would give Iran pause. And we have done nothing of the kind, which is why this nation, Iran, gets closer and closer and closer to its own annihilation. So a good win for the U.S. Navy today, seizing thousands of weapons. And the only thing left, snotty comments from Iran back to the United States. This is the Wells Report.
We should have the party at my house.
Jon-David.
I just got a completely flooring makeover by Dalworth.
Well, we can have the party at my house. I just had my floors cleaned by the other guys, and I got some free jewelry as a bonus.
So it's settled. We're going to have the party at my house.
How was that even settled?
My house was cleaned by professionals, and it's actually clean.
Renew your home today with a complete flooring makeover by Dalworth Clean. Carpet, handmade rugs, tile, wood, or stone, Dalworth can restore all the flooring in your home to like new condition. And the best part? Savings. Lots of it, compared to the cost of new. So call Dalworth today at 267-8433 or visit us at Dalworth.com and find out why the next best thing to new is Dalworth Clean.
Call 267-8433 because the next best thing to new is Dalworth Clean.
All right, listen up, because this is the most important thing you're going to hear all day. What if I said you could make money flipping houses without any cash, credit, or manual labor? And what if I said you could do it part-time from the comfort of your home? Sound unflippin' believable? Hi, I'm Preston Ely, and I'm going to prove it by sending you a free copy of my smash hit selling book, How to Get Rich in Real Estate. It sells online for $19.95, but I'm giving away free copies this week. To get one before they're gone, call 1-800-300-1445. I used to be so broke. I had my electricity shut off 9 times, but I figured out a simple way to make money flipping houses without even breaking a sweat. Now I'm living the good life, and so should you. Listen, if you're sick and tired of stressing about money, this book could change your life. Hands down, it's the fastest, easiest way to get started in real estate. Let me prove it. Call right now to find out how to get your free book. When they're gone, they're gone. Call 1-800-300-1445. 1-800-300-1445.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at Viascan of Las Colinas. Here's March, spring around the corner. Time to spring into action for your health. There is nothing smarter that you can do than see what's going on inside your body. Do you have plaques or blockages in your heart that could be signal of a future heart attack? Do you have things going on in your body, some vital organ with a little cancer spot or two that, if left undetected, could grow into an inoperable mass? This is not smart. You got to find out about these things. How about stroke risk? Take a look at the carotid artery in your neck. Find out if you're at risk for a stroke. There are answers to all these questions, answers you can get affordably at Viascan of Las Colinas. 972-739-2840. 972-739-2840. The body scan that's usually $8.95, now $5.95. Stroke risk scan for just $99 more. All at 123bodyscan.com. Just Google Viascan or call 972-739-2840. 972-739-2840 or just Google Viascan.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And the Grammy goes to.
And the American Music Award goes to.
And the Grammy goes to.
And the Grammy goes to.
Mr. Stephen Curtis Chapman.
With a career spanning over 3 decades, Stephen Curtis Chapman has pretty much done it all, except for one thing.
Hi, we're Third Day.
Be a member of Third Day? One night where 2 of our industry's top performers literally merge into each other's bands to play each other's songs that you've loved for years. Our sister station's doing it again. The 94.9 KLTY Concert Series welcomes Stephen Curtis Chapman with Third Day at the Verizon Theater on April 30th.
We're forming sort of one new band called SCC 3D, I think is what we're calling it.
You'll probably never see anything like this again. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com. That's AXS.com. One night you'll never forget. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com.
Are you ready for the vacation of a lifetime?
Then get on board for the Storyteller Cruise with 660 AM, The Answer. Join us October 23rd through the 30th with Matthew West. Along with pastor and Bible teacher Greg Laurie.
The highest calling of God is what God has called you to be. There is no higher thing. We're all called to do something.
Selah. Mr. Talkbox, and more. You and your family will travel aboard Holland America's New Amsterdam as we travel to Grand Turks, San Juan, St. Martin, and more. Best of all, enjoy music and inspiration from Matthew West and Pastor Greg Laurie. Space is very limited. Get details now at 660amtheanswer.com. We'll see you on the Storyteller Cruise from 660 AM, The Answer.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
It's always cool to be on the Wells Report, especially to be the